Hi guys, Jarrod here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Dragon Quest series. I'm not going to jump too much into any details here. Steven told me today was his birthday, and so I decided I'm going to make this this movie because he was like, oh, you got to make a movie for my birthday. For those that don't know, Steven is one of the members of Project COE, so I was like, okay, what the hell, I'll go ahead and put together something. Now, he wanted me to focus only on the Nintendo DS games. I thought that was a little bit boring, and I have a whole bunch of Dragon Quest titles all around me here that you can't see. It's a surprise. This is not my complete collection. It's important to mention that, but once again, I gotta say that I'm moving as of March 1st, so I have a lot of stuff boxed up. I do have quite a few titles here, but it's not everything. So I'm just gonna label this like Let's Talk Dragon Quest, okay? So we're gonna start at the beginning with the original Dragon Warrior. This was originally given away to members of Nintendo Power. It was very simple by today's standards. It was tough as nails though. You leave the first village, I'll never forget that. And I don't remember exactly how much hit points you had, but it was like pathetic. It was like, you know, maybe 5 hit points you had, and the first enemy that you encountered, which was a slime, was able to take 1 to 2 hit points off. So needless to say, you were constantly going back to the village to rest, go outside, try and level up, and keep going back and forth, back and forth. But this game revolutionized the entire industry. And I'm not going to focus too much on the history because I'm going to do a video review for every single one of these titles that I'm talking about at some point in the future when we get the new COE head office, i.e. my office, all set up. Okay, so this is the one that started all. This is the one that really changed the game, as they say. Now, following that one was Dragon Warrior 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System from good old Enix. These boxes are quite difficult to keep in perfect condition. I'd like to say that this is near mint condition, but it's not. I mean, it's bent and stuff like that, but I was quite young when these came out, and they're very easy to get damaged, as you can tell. But whatever. Anyways, this one was much larger game, and I forget which one, how it goes. I'm just reading the back of the box. So this one is an actual sequel. It's the third one that goes back in time, if I remember right. Anyways, whatever. It's not really relevant right now. I haven't played these in years and years. So the main thing was with Dragon Warrior 2 was the fact that it was much larger than the original one. The story was a lot richer, and this is just really badass. I mean, take a look at that. Really cool, man. Really cool. Alright, so that's Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, and there's been remakes of these. There's been a whole bunch of systems, but the only one that I had lying around was this remake of this guy right there. Now, this is what I consider in mint condition, because I bought this when I was older. And this is the remake for Dragon Quest 1 and 2, or Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. Fantastic, with Super Nintendo visuals, really good game. I really wish they would release this version in North America. I know we have Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Color, I believe it was. Those are all in storage right now, but whatever. But it sucks that this particular SNES one hasn't been ported over, because this is, I believe this is still the best one, the best port of the original 2 Dragon Quest games. You know, you guys out there, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure there's huge Dragon Quest fans out there. Alright, so next up we have Dragon Warrior 3, and at this point in time, as you can see if you look really closely, I actually kept the cellophane on. Now, these are all complete, by the way. All my games are complete. The only scuff is right there, which just kind of sucks. I don't know if you can see these stunning visuals here. Pretty awesome, no? Anyways, Dragon Warrior 3, again, I can't even go into too many details with these, the first 3, because it's been so bloody long. But again, it was bigger. There were a new class system was introduced in this one. That was the big thing, if I'm not mistaken. Really good. This is a really solid game back in the day for the NES, but it really shined in what I still think is the best remake ever. This remake, Dragon Quest III Remake, came out very late in the Super Famicom's life. I'm just looking at the back to see if there was a year, but I don't think so. But anyways, this is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. It's going to be extremely hard for you to see anything, but just take a look at that. Pretty nice, no? This remains one of my favorite Dragon Quest games of all time. And like I say, I'm not going to go into story details or anything like that. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the series of some of the games I had lying around. This is an incredible remake, though. The graphics and the sound are absolutely superb. Okay, and then we'll go with Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This remains one of the rarest games. Again, I have the cellophane on and whatever. Just a really deep, solid role-playing game, as it says right there on the box. Experience this epic multi-quest RPG. Now, what was so cool about this one was the game was broken down into a series of chapters, and every chapter you had a different protagonist. What's really cool is towards the end of the game, all the protagonists got together to defeat the evil. Now, this one was extremely popular, one of the highest-selling Famicom games in history. Obviously, the Nintendo Entertainment System version, not so much, because RPGs at this point in time, anything pretty much predating Final Fantasy VII, is a little rare and hard to come by. Especially for the Super Nintendo ones, they still fetch quite insane prices. So this one has been remade quite a few times. Now, like I said, I'm not going to mention every single remake. I'm just going to mention the ones that I have, and I don't have them all obviously lying around here, but I do have them all. I have a complete collection of Dragon Quest except for I think 1 or 2 games I'm missing. Anyways, this is the remake on the PlayStation 1, and it's really going to be hard to see some of the graphics there, but again, I'll do a video review of this at one point. Just basically the exact same game, just that it's been enhanced audio and visually. Then we have the first remake for the Nintendo DS, and this is what Steven wanted me to talk about. And what's neat with this is it's essentially the Dragon Quest V remake that was done on the PlayStation 2, which unfortunately I have boxed up. All my import PS2 games are all boxed up, so I can't show you that. But it's that engine that they used, and they scaled it down for the DS, and then they made Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6. So let's talk a little bit about the next one. Dragon Quest 5 for the Super Famicom. Now, if I zoom in here like this, if I show you guys this, you'll see that the graphics are a little bit plain in comparison to the remake of Dragon Quest 3. And the reason for that is because this was released quite early in the Super Famicom, or SNES, whatever you want to call it, during its lifetime, and sadly it was only available in Japan. It never made its way to North America. Like I said, it was re-released for the PlayStation 2. I can't show you the box art for that though, sorry. And it was also released for the Nintendo DS. And the DS version here is quite nice. I mean, again, I don't even know how this is going to turn out, guys, so sorry about that if this looks like garbage. So the not gimmick, but basically the interesting system with 4 was the chapter breakdown. What made 5 so interesting was the fact that you lived through 30 years of the main character's life, from his birth all the way up to you get to decide who you're going to marry, and then eventually you can even start your own family. It's a really interesting and deep system. Really excellent game. And it was followed up with Dragon Quest VI. Dragon Quest VI, I was hoping was going to be remade on the PlayStation 2, just like Dragon Quest V was, but sadly it never came to be, and it was remade for the Nintendo DS. Now, I should add that I actually own these in Japanese, but I figured it'd be kind of foolish to show you both versions because they're the exact same game. But I do not own Dragon Quest VI in English on the DS, so I'm gonna have to go back and pick that up, which I've actually done. I ordered on eBay and got it for 18 bucks, so not too bad. So you'll see that in one of my pickup videos. Now, with Dragon Quest VI, what made Dragon Quest VI my favorite game was pretty well that. It's my favorite Dragon Quest ever. and it's got a lot to do with the fact of timing. It was, when it was released, it was like the most beautiful and incredibly sounding RPG on the market. It didn't feel simple like a lot of the old Dragon Quest titles did. This one was like state of the art when it came out, and I love the idea that you had a real world and a dream world that you had to travel between in order to beat the game. It felt a lot like A Link to the Past in that regard, and I still say this is just an extremely superb RPG. Now let's fast forward a few years, and we got this, Dragon Warrior 7, or Dragon Quest 7, what have you. This is the North American version released on the PlayStation, one of the rarest games you can actually find on the original PlayStation because it was released in such few numbers, because it looks very old school. You guys saw me do some footage of it off screen. I'm going to redo a review of this so you can see some direct feed footage, but needless to say, this is one of the deepest and longest RPGs you'll ever play. There's a class system in place here that's just incredible, and you go to like basically some ruins and you just keep activating these different things, and basically the world gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as you go on, and you can seriously play this for like well over 100 hours if you are trying to do all the different side quests and what have you. This is one of the best RPGs ever released on the original PlayStation. It's just unfortunate that it looks so dated, because originally this was supposed to be released on the Super Famicom. And then next up, the North American release of Dragon Quest VIII. One day I will show you the complete collection I have, including all the Game Boy Color games and all the imports and everything else. This remains my favorite localization Square-Enix has ever done. The voice acting was brilliant. The new menu system that was created for the North American version was just like incredible. And the fact that they included a Final Fantasy demo was marketing genius. The game sold extremely well in relation to the other Dragon Quest titles released in North America, but it's sad that after this one, the series seems to have taken a really drastic turn. What made this one so great was just the interactions between the different party members, and the world was so vast and just beautiful. Breathtaking game. If you have not played this, go out there and pick this one up. I don't care if you have to buy a PS2 for it, it is worth it. Just an all-around incredible RPG. And you know, thinking back, I think this might be my favorite role-playing game on the PlayStation 2. And we're going to end off with the Japanese version of Dragon Quest IX, because I've never actually bought the North American version. And the reason for that is because I find this game much better if you're going to play with someone. If you're going to play alone, you lose that interaction between the different party members that were in all the other Dragon Quest titles, because they're sort of generic characters that you're creating to fill in your party. It's a very fun game, but I just find, I don't know, it lost a little bit of its soul in the transition, and I'm not entirely sure what to expect from Dragon Quest X either. So I don't know if I'm going to ever rebuy this. Maybe if I can find it relatively cheap one day, we'll see what happens. So there's a look at the entire Dragon Quest series. Like I said, it's not everything that I have, but I think that should suffice for a little bit of a birthday gift for Steven there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back very soon with a completely different series that I think you guys would like to check out. Alright.